5 minutes until showtime.
We live. What up, Brandy? What up, Jeff?
4 minutes until showtime. Three minutes until showtime.
We got 3 minutes, y'all. 3 minutes. Make sure you share the post and get ready to call the show. If you want to call the show, that number is 646-564-9728. Press 1 if you want to comment on any of the topics being discussed tonight. And if you want to, you can catch us on Periscope and YouTube at Fat Cat Show Network. And also you can catch it on Twitter also. And also listen to the show live on iTunes, Stitcher, Blog Talk, Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, and TuneIn. Make sure you subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network.
Until showtime. One minute until showtime.
What's up, everybody? Like I said, you can share that post. We got a couple of
Your
seconds.
show will go live
Here
in
we
5
go.
seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
FAT, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Say it one more time.
FAT, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Here we go.
No matter what you say, I'ma spit it how I spit it, so you niggas can't forget it. Everybody is a critic. I walk in the dark with my chronicles Ridic, with my game up the bar, so your girl'll let me hit it. Damn, man, my show's simply marvelous. You can stop the hating and debating, you can't argue this. Cause if you found something better, you would sip Moretta while wearing an ugly sweater. But my show you listening, so stop the whimpering. This is for the sinners and the born again Christians. Turn to Philippians. Nope, you can miss me then. If you wanna talk, take my number, you can hit me then. Cause you know my show was rocking. Fat Cat, remember that when your girl is shocking. When them headphones are knocking. Fat Cat show and you don't stop the knocking. FAT, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Say it one more time.
FAT, man, y'all rockin' a Fat Cat show. This is my show. FAT, watch the time on you.
Here we go. Yo, what's cracking? You rocking with your boy, the thinking deacon, the preacher's grandson, the sinister minister, the Rabbi Raymond Noodle, the chaplain of fried chicken's last rites. Y'all know who it is. That's Fat Cat. And I'm down with my dog, Roof. Y'all know who it is. It's T Satellite but Bills. What's cracking?
What's up with you?
Nothing much, man. We in I seen somebody say day 14 of the quarantine. Somebody said 14. It don't seem like that long, but it's, you know. And I want to know who going to start crazy right now. Is anybody going to start crazy in this quarantine? I know one thing. I'm looking on Facebook, just going through, and I'm seeing that it's a little bit of a curve of I'm seeing people pass in from the disease. I'm just speaking personally myself. I haven't been seeing nothing, but I know we lost a pioneer the other day, yesterday. That was Swanson Sr. from Swanson Funeral Home, the founder of Swanson's. And, you know, of course, we see that on another note, not death-wise, but we see that Chief James Craig, COVID-19 positive. You know, so this is enough for us to kind of like start taking things serious and all of that. And I started seeing something on Facebook. No, not on Facebook, but it was somebody posted it from I think it was USA Today or something like that. They said using gloves you get a higher chance of catching it because of the contamination. You know, when you're doing, you know, some people don't know how to take the gloves off, and you know what I'm saying, what they saying, and they talking about the condom shortage now with the
condom shortage.
Yeah, condom shortage because
why is that?
Because the condom factories are closed and they not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so.
Because I don't wear condoms anyway.
Therefore, we probably see a lot of increase of quarantine corona babies and all of that, and
HIV babies,
HIV and all that kind of stuff going on. So be careful out here, you know. Maybe you got to take what. No, I ain't gonna say that, man. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Since the coronavirus quarantine, have you and your wife got closer?
Well, I don't think we can get any closer. I really always the same, man. We just always the same. I think it.
So your answer is no.
No, it's no. It's I think it's a little bit. I could say if that's the case, but we always the same with each other. I think
Okay.
we just more appreciative of life.
I know, but you know what? You should ask her. Do she feel like the two of you have gotten closer because y'all get to see each other a little more often, and
Hmm.
she's not as tired from being at work all day. You
Right.
know,
She appreciated.
I'm talking about,
She
but
definitely.
the relationship between you two,
Oh yeah.
is the bond stronger because you see her more often.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But sometimes how you can sometimes be in the same home, but y'all have y'all little spaces. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids got their little space, and she got hers, and I got mine. And when we choose to just all come together as a family, we come together. Usually dinner time and all of that stuff, and just activities with the kids, and homework and stuff. We all get together and make homework fun because now basically parents that may have this is the bad part. You gotta feel bad for some kids because now mama and daddy gotta be your teacher. And some of the educations, boy.
So how's that coming along?
Oh, it's coming along pretty good, pretty good.
Okay, that's
We
good. That's good. That's
we
good.
I think this thing where teachers have more technology than they did when we went to school, where you could actually send emails and messages back and forth to the teacher, and it's like you got access to the teacher 24/7. You know, and so I think that's a brilliant thing. But like I said, I just don't. I hope this thing doesn't fall back and hurt some of these kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just being serious. Because some of these parents, man, they education wise, they can't cut it as far as teaching kids. You know,
Hmm.
and I'm just gonna leave it like that. But like every show, we want to start out wishing happy birthday to those with birthdays, and we want to also give our condolences to those who have lost someone. The Swanson family, personality, sheriff department, Donna Faye, who passed the other day. We want to send our well wishes to Chief James Craig, recovering from the coronavirus, of course. Like, we want everybody to just start taking this thing serious and stop with the controversial theories of this thing ain't that serious. It's serious. It's definitely serious. And I'm happy to see people stop the tissue fetish. I don't know what that was about.
But have they stopped? Because I talked to my brother last night. He said it's a shortage of guns and tissue.
Yeah, I heard you can't get no bullets or nothing
Right.
either.
It's
Yeah,
crazy, huh?
yeah. That's crazy, real crazy. But to each his own. I see Wallace on here too, man. If you can call the show, man, you know what's up. I know the thing dropped the last time you was on here, but we still need your knowledge on here. But anyway, man, I wanna get into something that you brought up yesterday on your post, and I think this was a pretty good question. But before we get into it, uh, like always, we want you to share this post, and also you could check us out on these platforms if you don't want to look at video wise. Man, uh, you in that doggone phone, man. iTunes, Stitcher, Blog Talk, Spotify, iHeart, Deezer, and TuneIn. you can check the Fat Cat Show out on those platforms, and make sure you subscribe to the Fat Cat Show Network on YouTube, and you can check us out on Periscope, Twitter, and all the above. Yay, yay. But anyway, there we go. We got Wally. What's up, man?
What's happening, fam? What's up, Satellite?
What's happening? What's happening with you?
So getting into our topic, our first topic that Satellite brought up. If you go to marriage counseling and the pastors say you're not ready, do you follow the advice? Do you follow the advice? Or you just not even just a pastor, just whatever, a counselor. If a counselor was to tell you that you're not ready for marriage, y'all not ready to be married, do you follow that advice? Any of y'all go first? I went to marriage counseling before.
Yeah, we didn't go to marriage counseling, but I guess most of it would depend on how much I value that person's opinion. You know what I mean? If I think they're pretty sound, pretty level headed, and I kind of know them a little bit more, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Satellite?
Yeah, I told you, I did the whole counseling thing before, and the pastor tried to sleep with my girl.
Oh, bad.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
He said, if she's listening, she know I'm telling the truth. She said, it sounds like he don't have enough security for you like I do.
Dang.
She had a banging body, so.
So you read it to you read it to Pastor Wilson, huh? Damn.
Yeah, man, I was so upset. Wow. I was like, man, I said I'm gonna beat his A.
You know what?
Wow. Wait a minute, but how far down did you find? Did she tell you? Was it like immediately or?
She told me right away what he said.
Damn.
And she wasn't even a church going type of person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wow. So it make you wonder, because where was his wife? Because typically they require pastors to be married.
But he didn't care. He trying to sleep with my gal.
Damn.
True story. This isn't made up.
Yeah, I think.
Wow.
And this is my take on it. Now, I know every person that goes to marriage counseling isn't because they're in a bad relationship. I feel some people just try to be traditional with it, because I know back in the day, especially if you're into spiritual, they always advise you to see your pastor. The pastor that marries you always wanted you to take some counseling. So me and my wife, we went counseling, but the thing is, for those that go and they know they got major problems in their relationship, that's when you have to ask yourself, if you're looking for advice on whether or not you should be married, or should you marry this person, then it's probably best that you listen to the person giving you the advice.
But what if he's attracted to your wife to be?
Well, you should have hey.
He was pretty scared about that, huh?
So wait a minute. Let me ask you, did she take the bait?
She didn't tell me she took it. I don't know if she took it or not. He probably passed them Wilson her.
Groceries.
Dang.
Yeah, because them freaky pastors, they can do some things sometimes, and you won't get your girl back.
Mm.
Like I said, if you eat her booty out, I can't get her. You want her. That's something I can't fight against. Like you don't do what he do. What can I say?
Hey. The, let's say.
You tell her you got glands in your anus.
Hey.
I'm like, oh,
But
really?
hey, the pastor prayed on your woman.
he did, man.
Prayed on her. Hey.
And why did she even tell me that?
Hey, I think most people tell that to get you jealous, to just
Yeah, because I'm sure. I I can't tell too much because I'll be telling who it is. She she was a dirty motherfucker, man.
Damn.
Shit.
Man. So
She screwed me
I think
up.
some women do it.
Yeah.
I think some women do it just to remind men that hey, you got to always keep your sword sharp. You got to keep your game tight because there's some prowling lions out there.
Damn.
and you know what though, the main rule too of the I see exercise because he isolated y'all for him to even hit on her. And the main rule is that a spiritual leader should never meet with the opposite sex by himself.
Yeah, I guess he didn't get the memo.
Well, we know that's not really like. I mean, man, that's the stereotype. That whole story is like the stereotype. You know what I mean? So,
but it's true. These dirty, rotten mother, man.
You wanted to beat the pastor up, didn't you?
I did. I wanted to go to the church and punch him in his face in front of his congregation.
Oh man. Hey.
Needless to say, y'all switch churches.
I don't offer any security.
You know what? I was looking at. You had posted this question yesterday, and I was looking. I'm trying to see this, and you had a Dakota. What's her name? Dakota McQuiller said a man will know if he's ready for marriage. So if the pastor had a one-on-one and it came about the man wasn't ready, why got to be the man though?
Right.
Then right. Then no, because it's going to cause issues later on, or have the man back out. Now, why the man? That's I'm saying. Because
again, you can see the lack of accountability just in the questioning. How a lot of people word things. You can see how they completely would love to just blame the other side and not look inside themselves at all.
Right.
But to be honest, most of the time it's the women want to get married more than the men.
You think?
For sure.
Yeah, I do. I think little women grow up being little girls, playing dress up and planning weddings. We don't do that.
But listen, I think the tide is shifting now, though. I think it's shifting.
That's what you wrote on your thesis paper?
I think it's shifting. I think you know what? You forcing me to say something. But, you know what? But I'm gonna forgive your ignorance. I'm gonna forgive your ignorance right now. But
yeah, stupid.
But you sound like you well uneducated. So but the thing is because women have been victims of our brutality for the longest as far as relationships. So they're getting more hard taking a harder stance
Yeah.
towards men
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah. You said that in chapter 3.
Yeah, yeah. And guess what you and guess what you said? You just wish you had a chapter.
No, you know that book that you wrote about relationships is real good, man.
Yeah, you just want a chapter. I know. You just can't help yourself. No relevance. But anyway,
Spell it.
hey,
Yeah, you got quiet on that
no,
one, didn't
you say it. You know what? You can't give people things that you
Okay,
can't do yourself.
okay. Let's get back.
Yeah, I know.
Jig, man.
Because you can try me all you want to. Try me all you want to. But anyway, like I said, so I'm gonna say this to you. What would you follow the counselor's advice if they told you that you wasn't ready?
She wasn't ready.
I mean, it's one of those things where you know when truth is hitting you. You know what I'm saying? You get that little mini heart attack that, you know what I mean? It slap you right in your chest, and you be like, ooh, that one hurt. You know, so it's kind of one of the things you got to, like, check that internal when they start when somebody's saying something to you and you know it's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You'll tend to be like, all right, I'm feeling that. You know what I mean? You start feeling humbled just all on your own. Nobody even can see it. You know, you just feel it. You know,
Right.
so
Right.
that's kind of what I go by. And I go by, you know, again, if I really value the person's opinion, if they have great insight on other stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So
Like back when in a lot of African tribes, they would have the elders council, and you would go the couple would go to the whole council of elders, and they would discuss the problem, and it would be no secrets in the village. You know what I'm saying? So that's not nothing new for sure.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I'm gonna go to our next little topic before we get into our main topic. But good things to do for couples and singles in a quarantine. Like, you know, I know obvious we wanna move away from movie watching, you know, but what's some other good things that people could do in the quarantine?
You could talk about your feelings with your girl. Why is that funny, man? You could tell her about what hurts you.
Oh man.
You can let her spoon you from the back.
Oh man, it took a real sharp turn.
Oh yeah.
I thought we was about to get to some real healing, and then all of a sudden,
I know.
Mm.
But I guess it just depends on the household. Like, you know, how many people is in the household? Like, if
how many people you done had sex with? You know, start a conversation that y'all never had before.
Damn, who want to go through that?
You might want to know. You might just be sitting back one day. Wallace, have you asked your wife how many people she done had sex with before?
They've been together forever.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he say, oh yeah. You see?
Yeah.
Why would I?
yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we had that conversation.
See?
Who want to know? I don't want to know that.
Because one of her exes might be bigger than you.
Hey, if it is, they are. But I don't want to know that. I just
You don't want to know about Donkey Boy?
hey, do you ask Jergens about Vaseline?
Who?
Jergens about Vaseline.
What that have to do with what we talking about?
You know? I forgot the level of education.
I'm just saying, you know, sometimes you have to know where retarded people are going with the conversation.
Well, you could really speak for retardation, can't you? but anyway, I just when you get somebody with the mind of a T-Rex, it really hurts the conversation.
Look. I will cash app you $50 if you can spell T-Rex. Come on.
You know what?
I know you can't spell it.
You know what? First of all, if I knew you
Spell
had,
it.
if I
You
knew,
want to keep talking? I know you can't
if
spell
I
it.
knew you had $50, then it'd be more. It'd be better.
Boy. Well, prove me wrong, man. Spell it.
So I ain't gonna worry about that.
All right,
Anyway,
I know. Go ahead,
Anyway.
next subject.
Anyway, I know what you try to do. You try to make up for your
My
being
and what?
deficient.
Get it out.
Being-
Spit it out.
being
Can you say
efficient.
it? My what?
Your deficiencies. You don't.
My deficiency?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, no, you know what? We just gonna sit here. We gonna sit here.
Look, man.
We gonna sit here. We gonna let.
I don't want to mess up the subject.
You
Look,
always do.
look, I don't want to mess
We
up
want
the
we want to see something. Tell us something intelligent.
Tell you something intelligent. What you mean? It depends. I don't think you're very intelligent, so I can tell you anything.
Okay, go ahead.
The sky is blue.
Okay, we waiting.
The sky is blue.
We wait. We want you to be able to get your laugh off.
No, I ain't trying to get it. I'm not trying to make anybody laugh.
Okay. But anyway,
So I will add to the conversation. I will say, me and my wife, we played board games and we played some Trivia Pursuit, and she good as hell at that shit.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll be like, all right. She actually she got tired of playing like that. She was whooping my ass so bad. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's what we was doing.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
one.
probably get Uno going.
Mm.
That's one thing that thought about. You know what? Me and my wife, we thought about just say even playing out scenarios as far as if the power went out.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You know, if the power went out, just what would we do? You know what I'm saying? Just candles and you know what I'm saying? We talked about that type of stuff. Just candles and even if you, especially if you got kids, you know what I'm saying? Tents in the house and just things like that. That's fun. But that's couples. But what about singles? What about singles?
I knew he was gonna come back on me. God.
Yeah, what about singles?
You gonna say what about single?
What about him?
Yeah. What are you doing over there to pass the time?
I call up my exes and I ask them, so why you don't want me?
Hey, Howard Stern said he'd be ass out because he got a CPAP machine. Damn.
Mm.
But hey, what can you do though? That's something too. Life support. People on life support if the power went up, but you got generators. But how long could they last? And you see.
But then you got that whole population that's in prison. We don't even talk about them.
Yeah, because they talking about releasing some of them. That's scary in itself.
That's still confinement. That's like a petri dish up in there, dog. So that you don't even really talk about that at all, man.
But
So I
the
wonder
scary
what
part
that
about that
situation
is,
like.
if they do release them, where they gonna go? Because I'm talking about the majority of the black dudes that's locked up. They gonna come back to their neighborhoods and spread the disease.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because who they gotta go stay with? Somebody, a friend or a family member, right?
Right. And then sex offenders.
What about sex offenders?
Well,
who would you release? Sex offenders.
But that's like if your Uncle Wee Wee called you up, would you let him come stay with you?
No, no, because he prefer your backside.
Oh man.
But anyway, man, I'm gonna get to the topic of the day, man, because I just know now you passed the retard test. So, but anyway, I'm not going to go into the narrative of it, but our topic for today is: does your family background determine the person you will become? And I'm kind of split on this one because we always see exceptions to the rule. You know, personally, me and my wife, we done seen it several times where you might have somebody that was a real messed up parent and a child turned out to be way different than they were. I done seen people, I done seen kids that parents didn't even have much of an education and they became business people or college graduates and things like that. But how much of a percent would you say that this can be the case of your background becoming the person that you know, determining the person you will become? What would you say?
I say 60-40. I say 60% chance that you'll end up being like your family has nurtured you to be, and 40% you'll be the anomaly, or you'll be the exception to the rule.
What about you? What about you, Satellite?
I think that from age 5 to 18, your parents, you don't really have control of your own life, and you only a kid for 18 years. Then after that, it's up to you to grow and to want more, or to be different, want to be different than your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
But you gotta want that.
Right.
You have too many people that just say, you know what, I'm gonna be a victim of the neighborhood I grew up in.
Said no. Wait a minute. We got Mean Queen said no, and Mother Love said she agreed. She agreed with Wallace, and I think what do you think determines like that kid that becomes the exception? Like, because I look at back in like how we came up a little bit. I speak for myself. You know, we didn't grow up with our parents, nobody in our family being like, quote unquote, per se, business owners and stuff like that, or teaching entrepreneurship and stuff like that.
Right.
So what makes I know the drive could be, I want to have more than my parents have, but how do you keep that motivation? How do that kid keep that motivation to do different?
But you have to know. That's why I tell people, like, when you picking a mate, whatever she knows or whatever he knows, he's gonna pass that on to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And some people, they get caught up into just wanting sex, or she look good, but she don't have any substance. It's nothing that she can teach the kids, that's gonna help them out in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When she start having problems, or he start having problems in the relationship, she can sit him down and talk to him, or she could say, "Hey, give him some head. That'll make everything better."
Hey, and it's funny, but you're right.
That's my advice. I grew up, seeing my mother being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
I had my first small business when I was 9 years old.
Okay.
But that's what I grew up seeing.
Right.
We had people in the family that can get you a job at Chrysler and Ford. But my mother said, "No, you gonna go to school. You ain't working in no damn plant."
See, and that's the thing. A lot of people don't have that. That's So it takes a different type of mentality. I think now in like our age groups, I think like when we were coming up, I think a lot of people hung their hopes on, especially in our generation, being either sports figures, rap, the music game, and all of that. And I think that kind of like spun even in my mother's generation, because you had back then what you had Motown. There was big time. Either people wanted to either be
Your mama grew up in the funk era. She didn't grow up in that Motown era. Your mama ain't that old. Come on now.
But I'm talking about Motown was still banging.
Yeah, she grew up in the we want the funk.
Yeah.
Gotta have that funk. She didn't grow up in the tears of a clown.
Yeah,
She grew up in that era.
Yeah. But she got to see half of that era. But,
I did too. I got a chance to see half of that era. When my mama got drunk.
But Motherly Love said they keep it because watching the parents' life makes them strive for more. And Mean Queen said our children are already exceptional. They will change the dynamics. I'm positive of this. Well, I say that.
They are.
I say that. Wait a minute. Who is this? If Hooters start delivering food, they will be called knockers. What's that?
What?
This is dirty Fergie. Knockers. Oh my God, man. I ain't got nothing to say to that, Dirty Fergie, for real. But
I think it could be either way, man. I mean, it could be like if the family's real successful, they entrepreneurs, and then you have the anomaly that in that family will be the loser that go rob a bank or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think more times than not, it'll be determined by what the family, what the immediate family, maybe even the cousins and all that, the mindset of what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? That is a big impact. The anomaly, it literally is just that. I mean, sometimes there's no rhyme or reason why you'll be looking at a kid and like, where did you come from? How do you even, like I got, I ain't gonna say no names, but on my wife's side of the family, there's one child that from the family they come from, is like the way the child speaks is very proper, very clear, enunciates all the words, very intelligent, whereas the family is kind of like blasé with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that they dumb, but they just,
yeah,
they ain't really as sharp. You know what I mean? So she stand out.
He said
That
he
type
ain't really that sharp.
Stop.
Dang, wow.
But you know what?
Gangster.
But you know what?
They kind of dumb.
Stop it. Stop it.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
He trying to. You like to get things going, dog. But look, But let me ask my panel this: how important is the role of a strong father in the household for both a girl and a boy?
I'm talking about if the father played a role in everything. Stuff is really messed up for the black family because a lot of us didn't grow up with fathers. You know what I'm saying? You might have a father figure, but that's different from having somebody that looks just like you, that care about you like that. Nobody can care about you like a father can. You being a father yourself, you know how your son looks at you.
Yeah. Wallace.
Right. No, I do think a father is crucial. You know what I mean? And that's why I always say, we gotta first start with the kid, raising the kids right, and you're gonna get great men and women. You know what I mean? So that's it's always gonna start from the first teacher. Not to blame women per se, but I'm just saying, again,
blaming all
the
of them.
villages. The village will definitely get better once the women heal from some of the traumas because they birth the people.
Right.
I'm gonna start having kids again when I turn 60.
Stop it.
No, I am.
Wait a minute. Motherly Love had 2 comments. She said, all my friends wanted to be Motown singers or factory workers. She said, I just did not want my children forced to religion. I wanted that to be their decision, but I wanted them to know God. That's
Okay.
another thing. You know,
Nice.
and the thing, you know, it's so funny that she got into the talk of that because I was just talking to my wife and I was thinking back. You know, I don't know if you get that nostalgic feeling when you start watching stuff that remind you of your childhood. Like I was sitting here, I was watching a kung fu movie, and I got to thinking back to how martial arts theater used to come on at 11 something at night, and we couldn't watch it because they wanted us to be asleep so we can get up for church in the morning. But we used to take the TV and we used to put the cover over the TV and try to watch it, but there still catches that light glaring out the door. And so we thought about, you know, me and my cousin and all that. Our grandfather had us in church 24/7. You know, and we had cousins that wasn't forced to go to church like we were. And so we used to be jealous of them, you know. Like, man, they can stay home, watch wrestling. They can do all of this and that, and we gotta keep coming to church. You know, I was called a church boy and all of that, but I didn't know what this would lead me to. All I know, I wanted to grow up. I wanted to grow up and get away from church. You know what I'm saying? At first, I didn't know.
Was your pants flooding?
I didn't know. I didn't know what that was. You know, I'm ignoring you because you like to. I noticed. I just noticed you just can't help yourself. You just like I think you got ADHD.
I was just wondering because you was a church boy. I was like, I bet you had flooding pants on,
Cap?
and they used to kick him in his butt when he walked by.
No, I was the only child at the time, so I didn't have to go through what you went through.
Did you get bullied in school?
No, did you? Huh? Did you have to sit in the corner?
I'm just wondering.
Okay. I'm gonna give Satellite his moment. Go ahead.
No, I was just wondering.
Come on, Minjo. Come on, Minjo.
Call me Minjo.
Minjo man, come on.
Come on, man.
Minjo.
You just gotta have your moments. So that offers nothing to the conversation. Offer something to the conversation.
Okay, I just wanted to know, you know, you being bullied because you was church boy. Y'all had church 24/7, right? That's why I asked you if you was bullied.
Church 24/7. I was a fighter, so it wasn't never, you know.
Everybody had a bully. You had at least one bully growing up.
Of course, we had our bullies, but I always fought my bullies. So
I'm saying, what was your biggest bully? What was his name?
He had a guy, Rodney down the street. Rodney had 10 brothers. And I wasn't scared of Rodney per se, but I was scared of his brothers.
Was Rodney older than you?
No, he was the same age as me. His brothers.
How was he your bully then? He's the same. He was getting bullied by somebody the same age as you?
He was.
He had a crew.
He had a clique. What the hell is you?
I'm just asking. I don't know. I wasn't there, man. I'm just asking.
Because the retardation will not let you.
Hey, man, this
but listen,
name calling out.
But no, because you're not listening. I said I wasn't scared of Rodney. I said I was more scared of his brothers. But the thing was, Rodney, I had enough of Rodney, and I threw him off my porch, and he broke his arm.
Dang.
It wasn't
So,
that I
was y'all friends after that?
nah. But you got us off topic. Once again, I think it's ADHD, dude. I think you just cannot stay on topic. Said way off topic. Said, wait, the Big Queen said the attention span is low. You just cannot stay on topic, dude. But once again, like I said, I haven't seen this guy since I threw him off the porch and broke his arm. I don't know if he.
Oh, you haven't seen. You don't know what's going on in his life right now.
I don't know what's going on, but I know they were a very poor family because they had all that. You know, they lived in the dilapidated house and all that stuff down the street, and he used to always come to school smelling like pee.
Don't talk about him now. That's a grown man. Come on now.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Come on, Deacon. Don't talk about him.
I ain't talking about it. I'm just telling the facts. But I don't know how he turned out. He might be a congressman or something right now. I don't know. But,
Right.
But all I know is that we, especially parent, people with kids, we should always try to give our kids a head start. And I think a lot of times what we do, we try to make up for things material-wise that maybe we didn't have as kids, with our kids. We always think we got to give our kids extra, especially things that don't even pertain to nothing, that they gonna outgrow. And I think, I try to feed my, give my kids some a head start on things.
That's why it's real important when you choosing the person to have your kids with, so they can pass certain things on to your kids. People don't do that.
Yeah.
Man, he has like 3 baby mamas, and they choosing him because he made kids with pretty hair. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He, in his DNA, it might be a whole bunch of retarded people or people with mental issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people don't care about that type of thing.
Motherly Love says some of the poorest families' children are real professional now. I seen some. I have seen some. You be like, man, they done made it out, But it all depends. Success all depends on the person. Success for some people may be Chrysler.
Yeah, but it depends on the person, and it depends on your environment.
Right.
Because your environment can shape you to be a certain thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people don't let their environment shape them.
Right.
But a lot of people do.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
Yep. So, because like I said, you surprised me when you said you was like you never seen a crackhead in your neighborhood. That's what got me.
No, I was shocked when you said you had crackheads in your neighborhood. I'm like, man, I didn't grow up seeing no stuff like that.
Yeah.
No drunks or no crackheads. That's foreign to me.
So, Wallace, did you have them in yours?
Yes, I had a crack house right across the street from me.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean.
But y'all grew up on the east side. I know.
What was funny about it was like it didn't appear like the typical crack house that you think of. Well, it did get bad at one time,
house,
Right.
Yeah, but it was on the corner, and that mug was humping that a couple times here and there. But yeah,
see, I didn't grow up seeing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't know nothing about drunks in the neighborhood, crackheads in the neighborhood. We didn't have stuff like that.
See, wow. See, so your mom basically gave you a step up.
No, she didn't give me a step up. She gave me a fighting chance.
Yeah,
I wasn't always the right type of person. You know what I'm saying? I got into a lot of trouble growing up. But if I'd have grew up in a bad neighborhood, man, I'd be in somebody's prison right now.
and,
Mm.
and that's what I'm talking about. Like in our neighborhood, like my we had crack houses, of course. We used to have to walk through, and remember that was the era of best friends, the best friends, and when all the people was killing each other and dumping bodies in the field and doing all that. That was during that little time.
You know what? I didn't know. The rest of the city was as poor until I was in high school. Really, I had a girlfriend in high school, and I brought her to my house. And she went back to school telling everybody where I lived and how big my house was. I was like, what? She was amazed. Like when she came over to my house, she was amazed. And I went to her house. She lived in a little shack.
What what about it said? What did I say? Even in rich areas, there are addicts in crack.
I know, but I'm just talking about what I
Mm.
seen. I didn't
Uh,
grow up
uh,
around that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. It's I think pretty much the norm. I remember just uh during that era. I think you had people just coming up. You ever had no? So you can't even relate to this. I remember a crackhead stole my radio and tried to sell it back to me.
Y'all had crackheads like
Mm.
that, huh?
Yeah, man, come on.
You lived in the stereotypical black neighborhood, huh?
Hey, it is what it is. I mean, East Warren, just East Warren.
Like I said, the East Side. You grew up on the East Side. That's how the East Side was.
Don't act like West
Yeah.
Side. Don't act like West Side though it didn't have their little problems over
They
there.
probably did, but I didn't live in that part of the West Side. I'm just saying, the East Side is scandalous. Y'all had roaches and crackheads in the neighborhoods.
Mm, 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 mm. Said, wait a minute. Mean Queen said, "I will say, I am I am the mother that I am because my mother is a phenomenal single mother. She taught how not to quit and give up. She taught me how you supposed to take care of your household and your children. I never wanted to work as hard as she did, but I appreciate her drive. She shaped me as a mother."
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, that is.
Exactly.
That is.
Exactly.
You know what? Because like I said, even though I didn't have my biological father, my grandfather, I grew up watching him. I grew up watching him go to work, and he provided for his family. My grandmother, was blessed to not have to work, but just do the. No, I ain't gonna even say that because it sounds wrong. She was a housewife.
But you had a
Mm.
grandmama and a grandfather.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
amazing.
and that's a blessing. And like with my mom, I got to see her grind. I got to see her work, and go to school. She went back to school, and
Hmm.
and build on that too.
You think you'll go back to school?
I mean, I think pretty much I know myself now more than I ever did.
But what that got to do with me asking you, do you think you'll go back to school?
I think I know myself now more than I ever did. I don't think. I mean, school ain't for everybody.
I'm just asking you a question, man. What are you talking
I
about?
just said school ain't for everybody. So to your question, no.
Okay.
I just think if because right now in where I'm going, where I'm headed, things that I could do is study for myself, and no,
Okay.
so I don't have to do that because I know most people now that went to school, it didn't work for them. And Wallace can contest to that. We worked with people at Greektown Casino that had degrees. And
Okay.
Right.
Well, you went all the way around the world with that question, huh?
I I tries to pardon your retardation, but I just
I'm just saying. I asked you if you
I just
see
can't.
yourself going back to school. When you start talking about the casino and people working at the casino, I said, "What's this dude nuts or something?"
You know, because I have to make up for you, because I know you're not gonna add anything, so I just gotta keep it going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's about it. So, but anyway, you always throw the conversation off all the time, just nothing. What more can you add to this conversation other than distracting?
Look, I just asked you a question. You could have answered it, and we went on to the next one. You started telling me about
go to school. So
people that work at the casino
let's
having
say,
degrees. I'm like,
but
what is this cat talking about?
It added to
you lost me. You lost me.
You been lost, T-Rex. but anyway, would you go back to school?
Me?
Yeah.
You know what? I actually would.
Wait a
You see how quick that answer was?
No, I know, because you always got quick, because you don't. If you talk long enough, we see how ignorant you are.
If you talk long enough.
I say if you talk long enough, we'll see how ignorant you are. That's it. You know,
I'm gonna try not to talk long enough.
Okay, you really want to go there? Do you really want to start with me? Because I could bring up some stuff if you really want to go there. Look,
we ain't got that much time.
All right.
Come on,
we get that much time.
Yeah, I know. I think you better calm down right now, because I'm boiling. That devil in me boiling right now.
You ain't got no devil in you.
Okay, all right. But anyway,
what the devil?
but anyway, like I said, I think it's a. I'm gonna give it a little bit more than you, Wallace. You said 60-40. I give it a little bit. I give it a little bit of like 50-50. 50-50.
Yeah.
Because
that's not bad. Yeah, I was thinking. My first mind was thinking 50-50, and then I went to 60.
Yeah.
So I think it's in between.
Yeah, because I think now more kids now are wanting to be entrepreneurs. Most of these, just even think about these people that are rappers now. These young guys that are rappers now, they are not starting like I think me and Satellite talked about it before. They are not coming around saying, "Oh, we just want to sign to a label or something." Doing that, these young men are like really becoming entrepreneurs and building their own lane. You know, building things for their own lane, and I think that's a good thing. What you say?
Yeah, even if it's a music, they actually like take it a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Now they like navigating the whole platform, doing it all.
Right. Right. Because I was so surprised, even though I think his music is trash, the guy Lil Yachty, you know, he got his business in order, you know, big time. So
don't talk about Lil Yachty. He's sweet.
Man, please. That dude trash as I don't know what. But I can't knock what he, you know, how he handles his business. He really handles his business. So, hey. But anyway, we down to our last minute and something. Is that you, Wallace?
Yeah.
90 seconds.
I thought I heard something playing in the background. But anyway, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Fat Cat Show tonight. Thank Motherly Love, Mean Queen behind the scenes. She said, I can't deal with him. Talk about you sound like, yeah.
What? You gotta be jabbing.
Wait a minute. It was another comment that I missed. Wait a minute. I'm trying to stroll back up. Damn, I can't. What?
60 seconds.
I'll get it later. But anyway, thank everybody once again. Tune in, stay safe. Make sure you follow the rules of the stay in, the quarantine. We don't want nobody sick. And like I said, once again, rest in peace to Mr. Swanson from Swanson's Funeral Home. We praying for his family and praying for all the families that that may have lost somebody to this ill virus. So be safe, be happy, and we up out of here. Till another time. Peace.
Peace.
Nice.
Ten seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.